Hi guys, Matthew Dispa from Holistic Horsemanship. Today we're gonna try to make horses as simple as possible. This is basically an extension of the previous video where we talked about reading a horse's body language and energy. We went through all these subtle signals that horses use to communicate with each other, and today we dive deeper into it with some more footage in slow motion so you really get a chance to observe how these animals communicate, and you can learn that language in order to communicate to your horse as clearly, as simply, and as efficiently as possible. Let's get into it.
Horses are always together. They either do nothing together or they do something together, but they're always together. They are highly social animals living in groups. For horses, movement is constant. Horses move all the time. You have to imagine a young foal being born, and on his first day, within a few hours, sometimes just a few minutes, he gets up on his legs and starts to move with the rest of the herd. So a horse will move on day one all the way until his last day, because a horse that can't move is a dead horse. Therefore, horses have a very efficient, very clear way to communicate with each other. When horses move, they are in what I call active mode, which is a state in which their energy and body language show clearly other horses that they should move away from them or move with them. When you look at this footage, you can clearly see how horses will communicate with other horses to move for them or to move with them. First, a signal is sent, then pressure is applied, and then let's go, horses start to move together. Active mode is like a first point of reference. Now, passive mode is the second point of reference. Horses will go from one to the other depending on the situation. Passive mode is when you're gonna find horses calm and relaxed, usually standing still, sharing space, or doing activities like mutual grooming. Active mode is about respect and about finding out who is moving for who. Now, you might find that a horse is more dominant than another one and move that horse away from him, or get that horse to move for him. Now, in the animal world, I don't think there is such thing as winners and losers. A horse that moves away from another horse is not a loser. A horse that asks another horse to move away from him is not an evil horse, a bad horse, or a winner. These are human labels or human projections, and I don't have a problem in using these words when we have to try to explain what we're talking about. But we should remember that horses won't necessarily interpret it the same way than we do. And in their world, a horse moving for another horse is sometimes just a way to organize the group and keep everyone safe. So it can be very interesting to talk about hierarchy or pecking order, but we always have to remember that we should not attach a personal judgment onto these concepts. We should just see them as a way to describe how horses organize their lives. Horses that meet for the first time, we usually get face to face, almost nose to nose, and then they're going to be a display of energy. Not necessarily aggression, but a display of energy that is going to make one of the horses move away. And then everything is settled, everyone knows who's going to move for who. No winner, no loser, just a simple way to organize the individuals within the group. Train yourself, when you observe this footage, to see the clear distinction, the shift from passive to active and active to passive. Horses are extremely clear when they send the signal that it is time to move, and when they drop their energy and send the signal that it's time to stop and stand still. When I interact with a horse, everything that I'm gonna ask of him is gonna be based on what I observe when I see horses moving other horses. In other words, I want to keep what I ask of a horse as natural as possible, because natural movements will bring balance to a horse, both physically and psychologically. When you ask of your horse something that he will naturally do with other horses, you make it very easy for him to understand you, because you're going to be using his instincts and what he will naturally do instead of working against them. To start with, what we should ask of a horse should be very simple. Let's move. Stop. Move away / get out of my space. Come towards me / I invite you. If you know how horses naturally interact with each other, you're going to first be able to read your horse and understand the signals that he's sending to you. And secondly, you're going to make it easy for your horse to understand you, because you will work with his instincts, not against them. By observing large groups of horses on open spaces, you're going to be able to read the patterns that they use in order to communicate with each other. The first extremely important pattern is the shift from active mode to passive mode. And the second fundamental pattern is increasing pressure followed by instant release. The key that will allow you to interact in a respectful, trustful, and beautiful manner to your horses is how to master these three elements: positioning, timing, and pressure. In other words, space, time, and energy. And horses are these amazing teachers that can show us exactly how to do that. If we can learn from them how to be exactly at the right place, at the right time, with the right amount of energy, then our interactions with horses will be successful.
That's it, guys. I hope it has been useful. Don't hesitate to play, replay, pause that footage, really get into that stuff, really absorb all that knowledge, learn from nature, learn from horses, and imitate what they do. I think it's a very important step to first understand your horse, and secondly, to be understood by your horse. These are the basics of the communication that we want to have with our horses in order to build a beautiful relationship with them. Let me know in the comments below if all that makes sense. If you want more of that stuff, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to be talking about horses, and we're going to keep it as simple as possible. Take care.